Hey guys, welcome back to another Virgo Girl recommendation. All right, so today we're going to be talking about none other than Marriage Story. And this one really got to me. First off, the intensity in this movie was crazy. So if you like a very tense, dramatic type of movie, this one is for you. I mean, the emotions were so high, I could just feel it. So, this was some really good acting. Excellent acting in this movie. Special shout out to Adam Driver. Oh my gosh. Man, did he ever go there? He left nothing on the table. So, definitely want to say this man did a superb job in this film. Also, Scarlett Johansson, amazing actress. She's one of the actresses that I've watched over the years. I remember, I think one of the first movies I saw her in was Ghost World, and that was such a great movie. I should actually do a review on that. I do a recommendation video on that one because that's really a good movie. It's called Ghost World, and she's in there with Thora Birch, and it was back when they were younger. I believe this one that came out in the 90s. But at any rate, getting back to Marriage Story, this movie came out in 2019 and it stars Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson. However, there are a lot of other honorable mentions in this movie that I want to talk about because we have Ray Liotta, who pops up as an attorney and does a great job. He's a fantastic actor as well. And we do have Julie Haggerty, who's very funny in this movie. I love what she did with her role and how she executed her lines. Very cute role, and she made me laugh a lot. And then we also have just many other actors in there who their faces are familiar. I've seen them before, so definitely a great cast. But let's get into the movie itself. Okay, so this movie really is one of the ones that touches your sensory points, if you will. It just the way it was a story about marriage, right? But the way it starts off, basically they're talking about how great each other, they're basically just talking, like it's like a voiceover of both of them talking about each other and the good qualities, that they see in each other. And it's just how it starts off. But I mean, you already know that things aren't going to stay this way. You can just tell. So that's another thing I love about the way this movie was directed. You can just tell by the body language, just how this movie is shot, that things are going to take a turn. And boy, do they take a turn. I love how they started it out and how things just unfolded and the way they unfolded. Um, I must say, I just can't speak enough about this one scene where, well, there's several scenes I can't say enough about, but there's this one scene where something happens with the garage door and they can't close the garage door. So they both just, they're on either side of the garage door trying to pull it, push it closed, both of them. That little part is so meaningful. It just shows like almost like it's like closure. Is it closure or is it the end of something? Is someone getting closure? Is someone just saying, this is it, this is the end? It can have so many meanings the way they shot that. So I thought that was so interesting. Also, there's very intense scenes when they argue. There's one in particular where they're arguing, and this is where, man, this is where the award time comes. Because let me tell you something, that man really did the damn thing on that. Adam Driver, I can't say enough about him in this film. I think he did a magnificent job. Yeah, just his acting in this was, I mean, we got to give it to him. He was amazing. Also, they had a little son on there. I thought he did a great job as well. It was so funny to see the dynamic of what happens to kids too. I like the way they showed his point of view and how kids are funny when it comes to when they know that they have a little leverage. It just kind of shows how the kids kind of like play on both parents and they know what buttons to push. They know they can kind of act out, and both parents are trying to gain the approval or want the kid to like them more, kind of. So it's like the kid almost can sense that when the parents are having problems. So I thought that was good the way they executed that. Everything was great in this movie. I just highly recommend it if you like those types of movies that are very tense, a little dark, because it is about people who are having problems, in their marriage, but it has some very funny parts as well. I did laugh several times. For some people, this may be a sad, like sad, like I think it's just how you look at it. What I got out of this movie is I think once you love someone and once you become familiar with them, it's kind of hard to just downright hate them if it was like true love. Now I saved the best, should I say the best for last? Laura Dern. Hopefully you guys stuck around to hear this, because if you didn't, you're gonna think I mistakenly didn't mention her. And I saved this to the end on purpose. Laura Dern, oh my gosh, a woman after my own heart. What she did in this film, she deserved every recognition she got, every accolade, yeah. Man, was she amazing in this. The way she played that lawyer, it was perfect. Perfect. It was, first of all, she nailed the whole LA lawyer thing, and she was just perfect. I can't even explain to you without just telling you everything, but her attitude, her fakeness, but yet, trying to seem like she's sincere, but no one was really picking up on that she was really just fake and didn't care and was all in it for the money kind of thing. Executed perfectly. She did an amazing job. Amazing, 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 amazing. She was, man, I I like Laura Dern. I think she's a great actress, and I really need to look up her movies and watch more of her movies. There was this one movie she was in. I can't think of the name of it, but I remember her being in some country town, and I don't know, I have to find that movie so I can come on here and recommend it to you guys, but it was a great movie. I just can't think of the name of it, or even the plot for that matter, like the entire plot, but I'll have to sit and really concentrate and think about it, and I'll come back and recommend that at some point. But at any rate, the movie itself, it just kind of shows how, I guess it's, what did I get out of this movie? I think getting into things without the best intentions can kind of end badly. I also got out of it that a lot of times people grow apart, and it's not necessarily any one particular thing. Like in life, like it's okay. Sometimes you just grow apart from the people that you love, and it's healthier to go your separate ways than to just stay in it and end up hating each other for real. Because in life, when things aren't working out, if there's no resolution and you can't really find a way to fix it, just staying in something just to stay in something can really make you even more miserable, when you can actually be happy alone and just getting yourself together and then just find someone else who you really are compatible with, kind of thing. So there was a lot. It also kind of, another side it brought out is, sometimes I think people give up too easily in certain situations. I mean, so the reason why I'm saying all these different types of things is because this movie can be taken a lot of ways, especially with the way it ends. Because the way it ends, I'm like, oh, I want them to be together forever, kind of thing, the way they ended it. So that's why I'm saying like all these different scenarios. Basically, also, I think it also pointed out that sometimes you may just be have unrealistic expectation of others, and you get out of something and it's like, dang, should I have really gotten out of that? I could have worked on that one thing. Because a lot of times, we think that the grass is greener on the other side, but is it really? It's like, yeah, this person got on my nerves about this, but the other person has a million other things that are way worse and that aren't even fixable, or not fixable because that's a bad poor choice of words, but aren't even, tolerable, I should say. So it kind of like, gosh, it was kind of an eye opener, like in relationships. And I love that I felt like I was right there in their relationship. The movie was so well executed because you felt that. You felt every emotion that they had. You felt every bump in the road. You saw things coming. You wanted to tell them to stop, but it was too late. You saw the emotions rising, rising, rising to a point to where at one point in the movie, it's like they did hate each other. It's like, it was a lot of tension. And sometimes I think when you do love someone, like they say, it's a thin line between love and hate. It makes it easier for you to kind of slide on that other side and say, oh, I can't stand this person, kind of thing. But at any rate, I guess to sum it all up, when you love someone, you expect them to be so much for you, and you expect them to be, I guess, give you the same thing that you're giving them, and vice versa. And a lot of times, what you're giving up is just not what they have to give, and then vice versa. So a lot of times, that's why things are hard. It's hard. Relationships are so hard because one person is feeling like, well, I'm doing everything, and the other person feels like I'm doing everything as well. And at the end of the day, people can only do what they have the capacity to do, if you will. They can try to do better, but I think we all have this like an internal thing that is inside of us, and it's just who we are, and it's only so much we can give to others. We can try and try and try, but I feel genuinely there's only so much we can do, and it'd be a genuine thing as opposed to just being fake and just doing fake things. But what that could be perfect. Like what you have inside of you to give could be perfect, but the other person may not see it that way because they want something else out of you. And I think a lot of the times what we want from people is what we're lacking in life, something we didn't get in childhood, something we didn't get from our parents or our grandparents or whatever. We're missing out on something and we're seeking that from others, and a lot of times people just don't have it to give to you. I mean, they can truly love you, but they just don't have all that to give to you. And I do feel that sometimes there are people who just are bad partners, and there are people that you just shouldn't be with. But in other times I feel like in life we do have unrealistic expectations of others, and it's kind of unfair, sometimes, especially for broken people. And again, it goes back to, when you're broken, you're looking for someone to help you, to mend and, help you to recover from that trauma, whatever trauma you had that caused you to be broken. And a lot of times, the person that loves you may just not have the capacity, and that just is what it is. I mean, they can try all they want, and they could be giving you like a lot, but you could be, like I said, have unrealistic expectations, and vice versa. It could go the other way too. But at any rate, that's kind of how I saw this movie, because of the fact that they kept talking about what each other was doing. And for me, I saw them both. I saw the positive in both of them. I saw so much, like, wow, I saw that he was a great dad. And I just saw how she was just, so on top of things in the house. I mean, well, not on top of things in the house, so on top of like what he liked, and, just how her personality was. It just seemed like they complemented each other, if you will, because they were so different. And I feel like they both gave something that was totally different, but it made the whole couple, it made their relationship whole, it seemed. But for them, it didn't. So it just kind of is what it is. At the end of the day, relationships are hard, and that's just life, but sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. But at any rate, I'm going to wrap this video up. Guys, don't forget to check this one out, though. It's called Marriage Story. You will thank me later. It's so good, so good, so good. And before I go, I want to tell you, don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, share, and share the video. I see a lot of you watching, but a lot of people are not subscribed. So please don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, peace.